After the Great Fire of Kettlewick on Sunday the 21st of November 2032, the town voted to erect a memorial to those affected by the blaze. Also, the local newspaper, the Morning Brew, posted a scathing article blaming the fire on a lack of local services. Mayor Biffa expressed his deep regret. But the local town folk pledged to work together to make this a happy place to live again. If you enjoy my British build, please leave a like on the video and drop your favourite emoji in the comments below, and then grab a cup of tea, sit back and relax as we dive back into Kettlewick. Hello everybody and welcome back to Kettlewick here in City Skylines 2 with me, Biffa. So yeah, we've got a memorial to build today, and we're also going to be looking through a few comments that you lovely people have put in the comment section of previous videos with some names and some great suggestions and little tweaks, things that need to be fixed. So we're going to take a look at that as well. And then we are going to be expanding out to a new area. And I'd like to start with a new oldie, sort of oldie worldy city centre first of all. And then over time, we're going to expand from that into the larger part of our city. That bus took a little bit of a wobble there. Hope nobody was holding a cup of tea when he did that. But here we are right outside the area where the memorial is going to be built. So this is the piece of land that has been chosen across the road from the pub, which unfortunately didn't fare too well, but the local residents have all clubbed together, cleared up the muck and the dirt, had a quick sip of tea because that was an autosave, and then all helped out to rebuild the local pub. Hooray! Imockender is back. Excellent. So let's have a look at this little area over here. And yeah, I would like to put the little memorial in there. I think that's a good spot. And then all of these other places, hopefully over time, as we get some more need, these houses will fill in again. These houses here, these terrace houses used to be medium density, but they've now all been classed as low density. So we should get some appear and fill in these gaps. But let's just see what we can do with this little spot here. And there we go, nothing too complicated. A nice local park area with, I like this little thing in the middle here. This is from the China pack, if I remember correctly. Yeah, contemporary sculpture. I thought it just looked a little bit like a flame, very fitting for this area. Some benches, some nice grass surfaces, and some trees and plants and such. And this is just like a visitor centre. We can pop in there, get some information about what happened here, so that people in years to come know that we always need plenty of fire stations. So let me know a name of this area. I can rename these roads. And talking of naming things, you've been sending me some excellent suggestions, so let's take a look at some of those. First of all, over at our university build over here, thank you for all of your feedback on this. We needed a name for this area, and we have one from, oh my goodness me, I do apologize for the pronunciation. Is it Yun Kerno, Kettlewick Tea Academy for the University Complex. Tea Academy, Tea Academy, 2 puns in one. Yep, I get it. I love it. That is what this place is going to be called. That was the highest voted name comment as well. So there we go. Thank you for that fantastic suggestion. While we're here, a lot of you pointed out that to be able to get over to these extra buildings that are on this side, at the minute they need to walk all the way down the road, all the way to the end, then walk all the way up this sort of highway road, this motorway. Yep, not very good. Let's add a little path up over the top if we can squeeze one in. There we go. I think that'll work out quite nicely to get up and over the top of the railway line, spin it around and join up over here. We just need to delete that little flower and that little flower and that little flower. There we go. And they can get straight into those buildings. Excellent. And over here at the retail park, a great suggestion from Lee Michael 432. The new retail park is where people relax, should be called Refreshers Park. Great idea. So let's name that. Of course, we're naming things after famous UK sweets and chocolates, and who doesn't like some good refreshers? Fantastic. So let's bring ourselves back over to this new area here. So we started putting in the, what is now called Kettlewick Tea Academy. And this big spot here was going to be the larger, bigger central area of what is soon going to be a city. Because I would still sort of call this a large town. And we need to do a little bit of work here. So it's going to involve buying some squares. So let's do that first of all. I'm thinking if we could take, I mean, what is that going to cost us? 1.7 million, 131,000 a month. What are we? Tile upkeep, monthly balance. So we should be okay. So let's do that. So we'll take those, that, and that. So that will give us a nice big area. We'll come to that bit later on. There we go. And then we're going to have to remove, I think, some of these fields through here as well, because all of this is going to end up getting built over. So let's get deleting. I think that one there, that one there, that one there, a couple of small ones. That should be it. There we go. Excellent. Another one, and I think that's it. Go. So what I'd like to do as well is have a sort of A road come through here, which in the UK is not a motorway. It's almost like one step down from a motorway. So this sort of thing would normally be a road like this, so 2-lane one way. We're going to set that as parallel. We want that as close as it can go. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, 2 lanes going in either direction would be a good setup for an A road, but I want that to run all the way through this area. We're going to hook it up, I think, to this roundabout somehow, which means we're probably going to have to change all of this slightly to give ourselves some more room. This is definitely going to become a better junction. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work yet, but what I want to do is just sort of bring these through here first of all, and this will give us roughly the outline of what we're doing with this area. Right, just checking all of these have been made into bridges and aren't blocking the water. Yeah, it looks okay to me. So the idea is this is going to sweep through here. This is going to give access to some of these other areas. Then it's going to join up to what could be another motorway going through the area. It's definitely a bigger junction here, but for now that will be working okay. We'll see how many people come through there if we need to do a bit of work on it. And then this section here, even though it's called a highway, like I said, it's an A road. You wouldn't necessarily have, what are we going to put through here? We want some small roads going through here. You wouldn't necessarily have, there we go, a big intersection or something like that, but a roundabout on here, yes, definitely. We're going to go for one that isn't too big, but ideally I want that smack bang in the middle, but it's not going to let me do. Okay, so let's cut that off there and cut that off there. I can never remember if I delete too many roads if the roundabout's going to disappear. It does happen. Let's pick a picker. There we go. We'll pick a picker this and get this hooked up as well. So we want curvy mode, this mode, that mode. We want to start up here. And we want to curve that in, but make it nice and big. There we go. If we attach that like so, I'm going to take this one a little bit further back. There we go. Excellent. So you would slow down for a little bit on this roundabout, but you could carry on at a reasonable speed. And then coming up here, this is going to lead into our sort of old town with some old shops, maybe some older buildings and that sort of thing. But some of it has been upgraded as it works its way along to the more high-rise area, which we'll get to in the future. So let's maybe lay out some road structures in this area to give us something to build off. And the trees are gone. Right, very basic start of our road network. What I'm thinking of having here is sort of like a square, and I want in here, let's have a look. What does this come under? This one here, the UK Parish Church, as part of our square and focal point. So as you come in off of this road, which the beginning bit has been upgraded, but the rest of it is still, there we go, a very small road. Now, if you have the road builder mod, you can grab this road, the EU very small road. And there's a couple of reasons I like it, and one of them is you still get the pavements nice and wide on the side, but also the zoning is set back a bit like this, which is going to come in handy as we continue. So you'll see that in a moment. We're going to just sort of manipulate this a little bit to see if we can get this looking a little bit of the larger section in here. Yeah, something a little bit like that, which is fine. That's good. And then we've got this section. I think this actually is just going to move a little bit closer down here. Yeah, that'll be good. Excellent. And then, of course, we need a road to connect that up. So let's do a little bit more work on the roads and things. Okay, there we go. Remove the crossings here. We've got the crossings at the top here. We'll work on all that as we go along. Now, the backbone of this build is going to be some town centre buildings that come with the UK region pack. Let's grab those. Here we go. These UK town centre shops. We just zoom in and take a look at these. And I like these a lot. Now, I do have a key set up as a random button. There we go. So it's going to grab for us all different shapes and sizes. In fact, the button is R, which I think is the default button for randomizing. So we're going to get all different heights and shapes. Every now and again, we'll get like a more modern building that's popped in there as well. But I think that works really well for building out what is going to be a large pedestrianised town centre. So ignore the fact that none of them have water and such, and we're going to go through and we're going to place in quite a few of these. Now, I know I'm getting all sorts of different levels here. What I didn't want to do was plop in all the level ones and then wait a month of Sundays for it all to upgrade to get the different shapes and sizes. And when you plop them down like this, if I remember correctly, they should be locked at the level that they're at. They're not locked at the level that they're at. I thought that was a standard thing. Let me just have a quick look in the settings and find it. And what I actually meant was plop the growables, lock building levels when plopped. I am going to tick that, and then we'll continue plopping these around here. So eventually some of these might upgrade to level 5, but at least we'll continue having the different look of all these other buildings. There we go. So we're starting to see this high street that is building up. around here, which is good. And very soon we'll get a load of people moving in. And this is around a massive square. And I'm actually thinking this square is a little bit bigger than I thought. I want to make this a very big high street down here. So I think I'm going to double up on the other side as well. And then we may even get some more in the back here and have this as a square. Looks like we need to just connect up all of the power and the water. So I'll get that done and then we'll get some more shops in. There we go, the enclosed shopping area with all the sort of oldie worldy looking shops. You know, to a certain degree is getting there. I've left some openings here to be able to come into what is going to be our park and our square. But the other reason I really like these roads and setting everything back means that we can put some nice cobbled effect surfaces around here as well. So I was looking through some of these a little bit earlier. Let's have a look. Tile surface. There's some great UK ones. Wait for that to load right at the end of the list. And I'm just going to grab one of these. Let's do this side from down the end here. We'll pop this in so that can go all the way to the end here because it's all a nice big line of shops. And we can sort of snap it to the edge here. And then we can change this with the area bucket mod as well. So there's something else that we prefer. Go to where I want you to go. Thank you. That's near enough. Then we can switch that out. Actually, that one I really like. It's nice and light. Fits in really well. Let's have a look what else we've got, just in case something else looks a bit better. So we'll get that one there. Area replacement tool. And it will do the whole thing like so. The dark's quite nice as well. Yeah, I prefer the ones that have got the smaller... Oh, man, no, that's far too bright. It's the smaller style brick. That's quite a nice one. Oh, that is quite a nice one. I really do like that one. I think that is the one we're going to go for. Right, so I am going to brick up all the way around all of these houses. Okay, there we go. I quite like the look of that. Some of the places I think I need to just go around and work on those a little bit, but that's fine. I can do that. I am thinking about bringing these shops down through here, adding a second road in and just sort of connecting it up with maybe over here as well, because this sort of central square is getting a little bit too large. So let me see what I can do about that. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, we do not have a fire station over here yet. Maybe we should just plop one in because, yeah, we've seen what can happen with that. So there we go. If you could please come and care for this district, which does not have a name yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place, let's turn off anarchy. There we go. Just going to place a little district over the top of here. There we go. Beechwood Corner for now. We're going to set you for just operating in there. So if you don't mind dealing with the problem, that would be great. Anytime, whenever you like. It's put itself out. Don't worry, we're fine. Yep, everybody's happy. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere here. I'm liking all of these little windy streets you can go down, enjoy the shops. We've got access around the back, maybe for some parking, maybe for some parks and that sort of thing. We've got a bit of a square marked out over here, which is good. And then we're going to close off the church cemetery area as well. Excellent. I want to get some parking out here. Now, quite often what you'll get, you can look at Chester, you can look at York, places like that that have these styles of shopping areas. And then as soon as you sort of step out of that zone, you'll then start getting some horrible looking 60s buildings and that sort of thing. And that's what we're going to end up with here. And that is going to be a nice multi-level parking thing. We're going to pop right on the corner. So, yeah, it's jarring. Yes, it doesn't fit in, but that is exactly what happens. People want to come and park. They want to shop. In fact, I'm even thinking, could I put two? I want to put them sort of clipped into each other, right next to each other. Oh, that's perfect. Great big multi-story parking. That is exactly what we want. I also want a couple of oldie worldy pubs here. Now, we do have, if we just jump into, I think it's this one. Yeah, we've got the Fox Inn pub, which would be absolutely great, sort of right on the corner there. We'll add that in. And we've also got 3-star country hotel, the Church Inn. So we're going to pop that, I think, at the back here into what is going to be the square when we come to sort that out. We'll sort out the surface areas and things. In fact, I think I'm going to move that. We're going to, click, move. We're going to pop that right on the edge of the square. Excellent. Now, we could really do with attaching this up down here. I'm just wondering whether, for now, we should change the course of it and just bring it across here into this area rather than rebuild all of that, because this is going to be a pretty big junction and need a lot of work. And I don't think that's something I want to dive into right this episode. So we'll take this road here. We'll keep it as it is. Let's hook into that. No, let's hook into this. There we go. And we're just going to use Anarchy to place it over the top of all these tiles that we don't own. And we're going to bring it into this little section here. Come on. There we go. Excellent. So if people want to get in and out, they can go that way. Very good. Very good. Right. So the further we go out from this sort of town centre area, the more we're going to hit more modern houses. Let's just, I want to take parking off here. So we're going to put, there we go. Parking over there. I don't mind so much. That's good. I'm thinking we need some other parking up the end over here. And also we need some more modern buildings all along the river front here. Or could we have this as more housing? Yes. Okay, so we've got a lot of these terraced houses added out the back here. Everybody's moving in, as we can see down here. So we're going to get a little bit of traffic. I'm not too concerned about that at the moment. What I would like to try and do is check out a mod that was added a long time ago, and it's a feature that we used to have in Move It. But we don't have that in Move It at the moment. So we've got the Control C mod, or the Control Copy mod. And I'd like to copy this and place it over here and see how this works. So you've got two options with this little thing here. You can flick that switch. So this one allows you to select things just by, I'm left clicking and dragging, and it's selecting all the different items. You can flick the switch and now it's a circular selection. So I'm left clicking and dragging, the circle is getting larger, and these turn on and off the different items you can select. I don't know what they all mean. There's no sort of hover over information on those. I'm sure you could find out if you wanted to. I'm literally trying this mod out as we speak. So I'm going to go this way first, and I'm going to select everything I can like so. I think it's going to automatically bring the gardens with us with these. That is all I want, because I think if I then do that and go over the top, yeah, it's not selected anything else, so the gardens will be fine. That's basically it. And then just Control C, and it copies the whole thing. The snapping doesn't seem to work, so I've got all the snapping options on down here, you can see. I would like that to snap into the road and be perfect, but we're going to have to sort of eyeball it. So I'm looking at the gaps, and I'm hoping that that looks okay. Well, it may not be perfect because we've broken some of the road connections down there. But that looks pretty good to me. We can fix up some of the gaps and things. We can just do a bit of that. I'm just wondering whether they just need replacing again. Let's just give that a go. We'll pick you. Ah, it's not letting me place them there. Has that like upgraded the road? Oh, it's like added a wall or something. Okay, let's shut this mod down. So last time I did a quick practice off camera and it did it absolutely perfectly. But there we go. It's added like a key wall to the side. So we'll get rid of that. And I'm pretty sure I'll be able to picker, drop those in and it'll be fine. I can see it's done it on a few more. That is really weird. Well, rather than delete them this time, let's just remove the key wall. Remove key wall, remove key wall. Yep, we're fine. There we go. Excellent. So we've added in a whole load of households. We can see how many households we've got in here. 2,318 households available. I want one more block down here. I'm thinking that this is going to be too small to fit in there. So we might go for a big block again. If the mod maker ever sees this, a nice square sort of marquee select tool would be great, but just doing it like that works okay for now. We'll grab that. Oh, it's an autosave. I thought we'd lost it there. Oh, now it's actually snapping. That is really weird. It didn't do that before. Now it's snapping. Well, now I don't want it snapping. I want it to go around at an angle. So if we sort of do that, do you know what? That looks absolutely perfect. I'm going to drop that in there. We might need to delete a couple of houses, but there we go. Then I can just connect these roads up here. We'll just shut that down, do a bit of picker. That all looks okay. And then are we going to connect that over here? Yeah, we're definitely going to connect that right on the end as well. And I'm going to leave this little piece at the end here free because what we'll probably do is add just some decorations and gardening and that sort of thing in here. We're not going to connect that last one. Yeah, brilliant. So how many households is that going to give us now? 2,542 households. Excellent. Well, they're going to need some schools. They're going to need some services. So let's just take a look at adding those in. I really would like to add this building here. So if we go into our medical section, we've got the UK Hospital General Infirmary, a very British Victorian General Infirmary, but it costs 1.8 million instead of 90,000. We don't quite have the money yet, but this is a beautiful looking British building. These are fantastic. Quite a lot of places in the UK look absolutely like that. This is great. And we'll probably pop that over around the back here somewhere, use some of this area. I think this would be a really good place, but we can't afford it just yet. So while the money is building up, let's run over here. So the traffic actually has gone down. All the people coming in, our little junction was working fine. We've got another sudden influx because of all the new houses we've put in. I was actually thinking of making this one way, but it's dealing with it okay. So we'll just let it carry on. There's no weird traffic lights. No, we're okay. So let's head down here where I just bumped this highway road into here. And I'd like to slightly change this to get a super node. Yeah, let's just get rid of those. And when the game comes back to life, we're going to connect those two up. And we're going to see if we can add a super node. Let's pick of that. And we'll just bump that into there. It really doesn't like that, does it? Let's turn off anarchy and we'll try that again. Oh, okay, we need anarchy on. Let's just draw it a bit bigger. There we go. Brilliant. And then we'll pop in here. We're going to take one of the large ones. Really doesn't matter which one. That should do. Yep, that's fine. We'll pick of this. Is that already in this mode? Make that nice and small. Excellent. And I'm going to bring that in. Not like that. Let's delete those and try that again. I thought I had curve mode on. Picker. You're failing me today. There we go. It's working. So I want that as far away as possible, but where it's just going to hook in like that. There we go. Excellent. I'm going to do the same on each side here as well. And we know this is the asymmetrical version of that road. So I'm going to grab that. Oh, it's moved it back. I thought things were looking a bit weird here. Let's just do that. There we go. Far away as possible. Still nice and straight. There we go. Excellent. We'll put straight mode on this time. There we go. Just hooks in. Excellent. I mean, I could leave that there like that. Do you know what? Let me just watch that for a minute and just see once all these people have sorted themselves out whether that might just work. And I quite like the way the roundabout's all worked out. We've got dedicated lanes for each direction. Everybody knows where they're going. And once that traffic from the top goes down, then it's going to easily move the other traffic through as well. Blah, blah, blah. Can't talk properly. And I think we'll be okay. We've got a little bit of traffic slowing down on the left here. What's going on? Oh, this is just a huge amount of people going through. Oh, here we go. Look, we could do with one of these asymmetric roads here. Let's put on all the snapping. If we do it like that. There we go. So people can keep on going rather than slowing down to turn. You can keep on going. Oh, okay. You're deciding. Yeah. 3 people freaking out. There we go. So this should just keep going now through here. Which means this won't. There we go. Look, all of that's gone down over there. I know there's trees on the road. I'm coming back to sort things like that out. No worries. Yeah, and that keeps on going. That's fine. And this little junction here, I took out the roundabout and put a traffic light in. They're probably not happy about that tree on the road or that one. There we go. And that's working fine. Just a bit of parking there. No worries. And that's a little bit busy, but we get that sometimes. Okay, good, good, good. Ignore trees on road. Ignore trees on road. Excellent. How much money do we have? 1.7 million. All right, I'll be back in a minute when we've saved up enough money for that humongous infirmary. Right, we have the money. Let's build a little something up here. I mean, I quite like this small road. I like the way it works. So we're going to just, nope, we're going to grab this road and we're just going to bring an entrance to the hospital up here. It does have parking built in, but I do want to add some extra parking around it as well. I'm just thinking the best way to do that. I might just take perpendicular parking and do something like this. Yeah, we'll have this extra parking out the front, and then if we end up removing some parking off the building, that's fine. I mean, who hasn't been to a hospital that is absolutely filled with parking? It always is, isn't it? We could do that. We can add more if we want. And what I want to try and avoid doing is placing this building and having to move it. Oh, people crying out for parking. Which way are we going to face it? So, I mean, every single side of this building just looks beautiful. Absolutely amazing job, Welshman. I know some great assets in here. I think we're going to have it facing this way. Or, no. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Because we've got the park in there, I'm going to continue this road up here. And we're going to put it off of this one. Because that's where all the ambulances and things like that are going to come out. Oh, I wanted it one further back. That's okay. If we do that, there we go. We'll take a look at that in a sec. Then I'm going to delete this. And we're going to just draw that a little bit closer. There we go. We'll do something like that. Let's just take a second to appreciate this beautiful model. Absolutely love it. It's great. Now, you might be thinking overkill on the medical coverage, but no, because we are building up this to be a huge area very soon. So at the minute, I'm going to leave that to cover whatever area it wants to cover. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to set this, I've changed my mind, to cover just this area because there's a lot of people crying out for help here and we want to get them assistance as soon as possible. What money have we got? 347,000. So let's add some other cool looking UK assets, which we can't afford. So we won't. I was going to add schools in here as well. UK suburban primary school. We're going to do that one. Or we could do this one, which is nice and small, on another cool looking, it's an older looking building. I think that's going to be, it's got a much lower capacity. We're going to go for this one because it just looks so cool. Where could we squeeze that in? I feel like it needs to be sort of over here off of this street, but back a bit, maybe in the middle here. Yeah, let's see if we can do that. So what I'm going to do is am I going to place it? No, let's bring this out first. It's just going to fit in there. We're going to move it over ever slightly. There we go. So we get a bit of extra parking. And then we get this beautiful building in the back out here. And then we'll get a bit of a playground. We're going to sort of sandwich that into here. A bit of a play area as well. Excellent. We've still not got a huge amount of money. I don't think we're going to be able to get a high school. Oh, we are. The UK secondary school. But is there any non-UK ones that could sort of fit this vibe? Let me have a look through. I mean, the nearest one to this sort of architecture is the German high school. And if I sort of place it behind here, just so you can sort of see the pitch roofs, the colour, it all sort of goes with it. And I think that would be really cool to fit in here somewhere. I'm trying to think where this sort of statement building might go. I mean, we've got right at the beginning of the street here would be good. I mean, we could sort of put it over here with this building. If we have it facing this way, that might work well. How much more parking could we fit in here if we just took that and went straight? I'll turn off my anarchy. Come on, there. I mean, that could be just enough. And then we sort of pop that up against there. Takes a load of money, makes everybody happy, but I think that looks really good. I think that fits in really well. And we've got some room for decoration stuff around there, which is good. Again, I'm going to just set that to be in here. The same as I'm just going to set this one, which I should have done to be in here, because already we've got so many people moving in, but we'll just stick with it. We could upgrade, which I think we're going to do. Extra student capacity, yes. More classrooms, yeah, we're going to do that. And then the high school, I think, is going to fill up super fast. How many high school age kids have we got in here? Residents, there we go. Children, teens, 228. Actually, we'll be okay for a bit, because this will take 1,000. If we do want to upgrade it later, what options are we going to get? We're going to get another building off the side and off that side. Okay, so again, we've got some room for doing some other stuff around there. And of course, for college and university, we've got these over here. We've got the Kettlewick Academy, we've got the Modern Technical University with all the upgrades, and we have the EE College over here, which both have space. Yes, they do. Can students easily get over here? Well, the road continues over this way. I'm not sure there's going to be a way of getting it over the top of the railway there. We could add some walking, which shouldn't be a problem. I'm just checking around. I mean, do I want to attach this road to here to let people walk up and around? We could do that. Let's do it and let's see what happens. In fact, bringing it into that junction there would be even better. We can oh, that was where we had our water and our gas and electric and everything else connected. Whoops. I will change that in a moment. I'm going to bring it from here. There we go, all connected. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully people won't use it as a big cut through, but yeah, that should be okay. Excellent. So fire coverage we've got with this one over here. We might leave that there for now. Police, I think I might add that down here. Let's just anarchy that in too. We're going to set that one just to this area. There we go, Beechwood Corner. And I think Kettlewick Academy doesn't have any coverage either. So we're going to do that one into there. There we go, excellent. And that should just help that. And then they're all going to start upgrading. That will be good. Our roundabout's working well. Very nice, very nice. So really, I mean, that is all the coverage we need. We could do with some transportation options to bring some buses in for some, yeah, oh, look, everybody's upgrading from other areas around. And then we can have some nice detailing in here. So let's look at our buses. Oh, just very quickly before we do that, I took away this road connection here. It was absolutely causing mayhem with traffic on there. So I've just added a little pedestrian bridge over the top and everybody's happy to do that. I want to add another pedestrian connection. Here we go, over the back here as well. In fact, we might just totally change that to a pedestrian bridge. We upgrade, oh, we can't, it's a road already. Okay, we'll leave it as a road, that's fine. So I'm just thinking how we can get a bridge up and over here. Maybe this would be a good spot. There we go, people are using it already. Nice curve over the top. Maybe we could just maneuver this tree over a tiny touch. There we go. And then they've got access both ways on each side. Loads of paths over there for the parks that will be coming up. And through here as well. Excellent. Right, so yeah, let's sort out our buses. I am thinking about adding a bus-only road through here to help with adding a loop through. So if we just sort of take that and attach that to the end. Yeah, there we go. Is that on curve mode? No, it is now. Get that nice and square. There we go. And then we'll just sort of bring that into there. So at least now we've got access around the back without bringing all the traffic through there like we did before. And we've got access to the schools and shops and basically everything they need, but it's just to give them access to the rest of the city. So if we bring a bus stop into here, I think that will work quite well. So let's place out our bus shelters first. So we're going to come down this road here. I definitely think that we need one outside of the hospital. In fact, we could just have that one, which is going to go up here. And at the moment, we're going to pop a small roundabout. Let's go for a medium roundabout for the buses to turn around and come back down. So we only need one there. Then it's going to continue. In fact, I'm probably going to have that go the other way. So let's go down this way first, actually. How are we going to do it in here? We're going to have... Are we going to keep the bus stops to here, or are we going to take the bus stops down there? I think we're going to take the bus stops through the center here. So let's do that. Are they going to allow me to do it? No. Okay, well, that answers the question. Then we're going to keep it down here where the shops are. Then it's going to go up there, down there, come back through here, come down this way. Or should we just take it? I think, to be honest, it's such a short route backwards and forwards that that will probably do. Okay, let's hook that up. I'm going to add another one here on the way out. So we'll just put a waypoint in there first of all. And then if we bring that in and out of, I mean, we're going to be sort of doubling up on any of these. So I think that one there is the nearest. That's fine. And then we'll bring that back round to there again. Hello. If you can bring it in, we're going to go there to there. Excellent. So let's add this one here. I think that should be okay. And then, was that exactly where the waypoint was? It was. There we go. So we'll bring that into there. Excellent. So this is going to be called the Beechwood Corner line at the moment. But of course, once you let me know a name, we shall change that up. So which one was that? Let's see if we can find it. There we go. Bus line 30. So we're going to call that Beechwood. There we go. We'll try and spell that with 2 E's of a similar case. That's got 4 buses. I mean, we can leave it at that. Is that... Do we have enough buses to cope with that? It looks like we do. There's no errors. So we'll keep an eye on that one. But at least that can bring people in and out of this area. And then when we do some decorating, we can definitely make sure that they can all walk from this area with lots of paths, say, coming through. I mean, there's gaps in the houses and things all over the place. So like here, if I draw over the top of that, it's going to sort of mess it up, isn't it? So maybe if we did something like this. There we go. And then we could always add some of the invisible road, invisible car, invisible road part, invisible car. One of these is the walk-in one, which is the one I want. This one here that I missed altogether. And then what we could do is just add those coming through here. So people would just walk over there, cut across the grass, which I've got no problem them doing. This they're going to connect to. Yeah, that's fine. We'll leave that like that. This one here, just got to make sure it connects to the road. Yeah, we'll bring that into there. Very good. And everything else is connected. Yeah, brilliant. So they should start. Let's find that one again. It's here. No, it's here. They should start just walking up there and connecting. Hopefully. Very good, very good. And there's one of the buses already filled up, which is good. So let's have a look at the other buses on the line. I mean, it's not too bad. Some of these are being filled up. Yeah, so I think we're doing okay. The ticket price is reasonable. I think for access to the school and the hospital, I feel like we need much more parking. So I'll tell you what we're going to do now. We're going to do a bit of a detailing time lapse, get this thing not completely built out. We'll just concentrate on what we've got so far. And like we said, in the future, this is going to be much more of a high-rise area. I hope you all enjoyed the build today, and if you did, a thumbs up on the video would be greatly appreciated. I also want to say a heartfelt thank you to all of the patrons that you can see scrolling up the screen right now. Your extra support goes above and beyond, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you. I'm sure you're enjoying the new Timberborn series over there on Patreon just for you. Link below if you wish to find out more. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you all here very soon for some more Kettlewick.